Well, I got another anniversary video, you guys. It turned 20 years old, and I wanted to pick a movie from my childhood. It's Scooby-Doo. I've been wanting to talk about this movie for a while, since the movie turned 20. And this is the first time I'm talking about Scooby-Doo on my account. I grew up with the show Scooby-Doo Where Are You back then, and I was obsessed with the franchise before the movie came out. Then the teaser trailer was shown in the VHS preview, and I got really excited. Though the teaser was teasing Batman's silhouette instead of Scooby-Doo, but it was played for laughs. Anyways, let's get into the story. From the beginning, it starts like the Scooby-Doo cartoon. They solve the mystery of the bad guy named Luna Ghost, but then it starts to change where Fred, Daphne, and Velma disband as part of the Mystery Inc. gang, making Shaggy and Scooby feel abandoned. Years later, they invited to a place called Spooky Island, a horror-themed tropical resort. Throughout the setting, the main five have to solve a mystery to see what is trashing the resort, and to see what Mr. Montevarious is up on his sleeve. So yeah, this is a big change for the movie. I mean, yeah, it feels like the Scooby-Doo show, but it doesn't feel right, to be honest. Scooby-Doo in general has so many incarnations. In fact, just recently, Scooby-Doo is getting a new show, but for little kids style. Who greenlighted this? But back to the movie. I will say this movie does have a lot of problems. Some of the visual effects are not great at all. Though I will say Scooby-Doo's model is not bad, but it still looks phony. There are a lot of plot holes in the movie you can point out, but I won't mention everything in this video. I will say the ending is not good at all. Montevarious was actually controlled by Scrappy-Doo. Yeah, since when did Scrappy become a bad guy? It would have been a funny idea, but it didn't make sense to me. Thankfully, the real Montevarious survived after the climax. And for the humor, yeah, it's cringe for the most part, but not all the humor in the movie is bad. It's too childish, at least for me. Is it stupid at times? Oh, absolutely, but I can't help it. Yep, this is one of my guilty pleasure movies. So yeah, this movie I can't hate as much as anybody else, but I know it's not good. So, is there anything else I liked in the movie? Well, despite it's too childish, it almost had an adult lean. I like the soundtrack. I know it may shock to some, but hey, what can I say? I enjoyed some of the songs from the 2000s. My favorite from the soundtrack is Land of a Million Drums by Outkast. Still, not the most outstanding songs in the soundtrack, unlike Corella where the soundtrack is awesome. Plus, I like the casting on the Mystery Inc. gang. Yes, you can see the casting is a bit off, but I didn't mind. Though Freddie Prinze Jr. as Fred is probably the weakest of the casting, and it kinda shows. Hence he got the Razzie nomination, but lost to Hayden Christensen in Attack of the Clones. Though at times he is like Fred, but not much. I didn't have any problems with Sarah Michelle Gellar playing Daphne. Well, it was pretty obvious because Freddie and Sarah were couples. In fact, they got married 3 months after the movie came out. So yeah, I understand the casting of Freddie playing Fred and Sarah playing Daphne. Although, I don't know what any Buffy fans will say of her playing Daphne. Either way, she's fine casting. Linda Cardellini was a good choice playing Velma. And while she's not 100% spot on as Velma, at least she did good. The best casting by far, is Matthew Lillard as Shaggy. And yeah, I completely agree. He looks like Shaggy, acts like Shaggy, and sounds like Shaggy. And to this day, it's one of the few movies that's not good, but gets a great casting on the character. Thankfully, after the movie, Matthew Lillard has voiced Shaggy in animated shows to this day. All in all, the casting for Scooby-Doo is actually not that bad. I've seen worse movies with bad casting. So yeah, before I wrap up the video, I want to talk about my memories shortly on the movie. I remember going to the theater, seeing it during that same summer. Then I had the VHS, and then I had it on DVD. How did that happen? Well, I'm going to say that in a future video. Now here's an interesting fact about the movie. Screenwriter James Gunn, yeah, the same one who directed these two, originally was going to be an R-rated, a more darker Scooby-Doo movie. If that existed now, it would have been bad. Imagine this. What if my parents dragged me out to the Scooby-Doo movie because it was too mature? I would have cried my eyes out. And you gotta keep in mind, I was 7 back in 2002. Thankfully, the rating system dropped it down and kept it family friendly. So yeah, not a well put together movie, but for a first Scooby-Doo movie, I liked it for what it was. As for the sequel, we'll get to that one in a couple years. So now, Scooby-Doo belongs in my guilty pleasure list. That's 2 out of 4, with 2 movies left to go. I can't say what they are. So yeah, that is all for the Scooby-Doo 2002 review, and happy 20th anniversary if you care for the movie or not. I have another anniversary video and it will be up tomorrow. See you then.